Today on the channel, from the AEW Unrivaled collection, 2 AEW Jazwares action packs.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel for another AEW Unrivaled unboxing and review. And today we've got something a little bit special. We've got the AEW Unrivaled action packs, old school accessory packs. Haven't seen things like this in a long time. Jax was the master of these back in the olden times, the olden days. Great times back then, but it's been a while since we've had things like this. And I like the idea of this, giving us some key ingredients to our fig feds, toy photographers, kids playing with these. This is the stuff you want. This is where memories are made in the toy business when you're a little kid. You always remember, I had that extra accessory pack and I played with it, the barbed wire. Man, what a time to be alive if you're a little kid. But of course, we're going to do this unboxings like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to start with the first one here. I've had both of these for a very long time in my collection. Just haven't gotten around to unboxing them. And today is the day. Today is the day. So there you go. You got a little barbed wire chair action. We did get that recently with Kenny Omega in that Blood and Guts pack. We also got the broom there with the barbed wire. I really like that. Then you got the barbed wire baseball bat. Once again, we've recently got that in that Blood and Guts pack. Then you got that kind of bed of barbed wire from the Moxley versus Omega match at Full Gear back in the day. Gosh, over a year ago probably now at this point. Well over a year ago. We do have that barbed wire net, so you can put that thing together. Should look pretty good. On the side, you got a little window to let the light in. Same thing on the other side. And the back, basically. Not a whole lot more to it. There's the back. You got Omega, you got Moxley, and you got a little demonstration of that barbed wire. It does show how to put the barbed wire on. It looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spools of barbed wire. It looks like it goes on very similar to how it went on the table in that Kenny Omega, John Moxley Blood and Guts pack. So shouldn't be reinventing the wheel here. It should be pretty easy to do, but hey, we'll see. You never know. You never know how these things will go. Packaging, see you later. Holy cow, off the ceiling, coming back at me, knocking things over. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way it goes. Plastic cardboard prison right there. Just a lot of accessories going on. A lot going on here. Holy cow. Let me pull this out. Maybe. There it is. Come on. There, maybe. There we go. See you later. Goodbye. So we see these spools of barbed wire. Now we saw this just recently in that pack like I was talking about. I guess it's the exact same thing. So once again, you got to get the most out of your molds. We say it all the time. And that doesn't just count for figures. That counts accessories. So being able to reuse this for the tables, for the netting, pretty smart on Jazwares' part. Just selling you the same thing just a couple of different times. And that's Toy Business 101, really any business 101 if they possibly can do that. I got a little there. See you later at the screen. Guys, we got 3 more right here. Going to open up each one. Why wouldn't we? Get them out. Now, I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with all these accessories either. I don't have really a setup right now. I've been thinking about putting up my ring setup back up, my whole backdrop, all that kind of stuff. Maybe taking some glamour shots in the ring going forward. I've tooled with that idea. I've toyed around with it. I'm just not sure. I don't know what I'm going to do. See you later. It was a lot funner when my kids were involved and they liked playing with the action figures, so it was kind of a 2-for-1. But we'll see. But there's that big bed, that big barbed wire bed. A lot bigger than I anticipated it to be. Almost looks like a trampoline type thing here, but very, very cool. Of course, the spools out. You got connectors on each end, and you very easily go on the little rope, not ropes, but little poles, little posts right here. Very, very simple to do. If I can do it, anybody can do it. That's what I'm going to say right now. Find the other end, and you're off to the races. You just spool it right there. And bam, you got barbed wire action, right? Like so. And you just do that, repeat, rinse and repeat throughout. You have 5 more to go. So we'll do that for some glamour shots. But very cool. A very nice netting here. Got a little bounce to it, but very cool if you have your action figure ring, if you have the deluxe ring, or even the smaller ring. Put this off to the side, and you got a spot for some danger, for some great high spots, if you will, right there. Then we get down to some of these accessories. Let's pull these guys out of the plastic prison. Bam, there it is. Bam, there it is. Bam, there it is. Bam, there it is. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's pull out Moxley and Omega right here. We got them just to hang out, just for a dramatic effect here. Now, this barbed wire baseball bat, I wanted to double check. It is the exact same baseball bat we got with Jon Moxley. Maybe it's not. Yeah, it seems to be. Seems to be the exact same bat. So once again, get the most out of your molds, just like the wire spools. Same thing with the chair wrapped in barbed wire. Got to get the most out of your molds. I'm okay with it, though. I understand it. It works for me. But we do get some new stuff here. We do get this chain. So this chain does not, it is stuck into this position, so it's not freely going. But you can definitely wrap Moxley's head around it, use it to choke people, use it over their face, so forth. So it is a nice accessory we haven't gotten before from the AEW Jazwares team. So that is something new. And then this one I really like. I like the idea of the broom wrapped in barbed wire. Of course, Kenny Omega being the cleaner. He's got to clean up things, even with a little bit of barbed wire action. Very cool. Once again, I like this accessory. So not bad. These aren't breaking your bank packs, but man, for kids, I know, yeah, barbed wire, kids love barbed wire. But very, very cool accessory pack. And I always go back and say, man, if I was a kid and I had stuff like this, I can only imagine. Instead, we had to pretend. We had to do make-believe stuff. We had to make our own stuff out of cardboard, bread ties, things like that. It's all here. You know, you don't need an imagination anymore like you used to back in the olden days. But very, very cool. I do recommend this, especially if you're a figure photographer, you're setting up things like that. Got to figure out what I'm going to exactly do with this. I'm not going to put it with my figures on display. I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. But now we turn our attention to the second pack, and this is the most recent pack. Haven't heard announcement for a third pack. I have to think eventually, though, they're going to keep doing this kind of stuff. But this is the old Cracker Barrel pack. So we get a hammer, sledgehammer. It looks like a chair in there, a ladder, and then, of course, the old Cracker Barrel. And I did get something, a little third-party sticker action. 50 years of making memories, Cracker Barrel stickers to put on here to give it a little bit more authenticity. Easy big word for me to say. But there it is on the front. AEW logo, unrivaled over by my hand. Big window box. Same thing on the side. Letting the light in. Letting everybody see what's going on. Then you got a little Young Bucks Penta action right there from that match, of course. So very, very cool once again. Let's pull it out of the box. See what's going on. See what all the fuss is about. See you later. There's a lot of fuss at the Cracker Barrel. Let me tell you. See you later. It's tough to get a seat sometimes. There's a lot of long lines at the Cracker Barrel, especially on Sunday. That after church crowd, oh, they love themselves some Cracker Barrel. But there it is in the plastic prison. Let's pull it all out, see what's going on. Oh, come on. There you go. There we go. Sledgehammer. There we go. Crunch, crunch. Don't we just love that sound? Oh, this is great. See you later. Get out of here. I'm knocking stuff over left and right. What am I doing? That's truly the case. But Cracker Barrel does break into 3 pieces if you are so inclined. Fits together very nicely. A little bit big, especially if you compare it to these. I mean, that is a pretty big barrel. It could have been tailored down just a little bit, but for dramatic effect, why not make it a little bit bigger? You know, let's just go all in. Let's do that. I'm going to cut this open, get these stickers out, possibly. Looks like I got 2. See you later. Oh, 3 stickers even. So hopefully this fits. I'll have to get it for the old glamour shots, because I think I got to cut it a little bit, because I don't want it going over the silver of the barrel. So I'll have to cut it. We'll show them in some glamour shots. But it's a nice barrel. I mean, it is a barrel. Great to use in your figure photography, once again, like all these accessories. Cracks throughout, so if you're putting stickers on it, obviously you don't put it on the cracks. Got a nice silver band around here. I could have seen them just not coloring the silver, just being added, but an extra point of detail to this. I like it. Some weathering at the top of the Cracker Barrel. Just a hair large is what I would say. This is a hair large, but a cool effect, a cool thing, a cool piece of a match. I'm okay with it here. And I guess you could technically use the inside of this. You could store your accessories in here if you wanted to. So you can put that sledgehammer. You guys get the point there. So it also could work as storage. But it almost looks like a reused barrel of monkeys. You ever remember that game when you were a kid with the monkeys you got to do? It's about the exact same thing as that. So I wonder if they use that mold or if Jazwares makes those now. But that's exactly what it reminds me of, size-wise and feel-wise. So the more you know, kids, the more you know. Then we get a ladder here. Is this our first AEW ladder? I think it actually may be. A nice sturdy ladder here, both sides. A typical ladder opens up like all the toy ladders we've seen in the past. Has a nice gold finish on the side, but black throughout. black on the top, even got some faux diamond plating on here that's sculpted in. That's nice attention to detail as well. But this could be our first AEW ladder. I don't know when else we would have got one, so very cool to get a ladder, a staple in wrestling figure lines since Jack's Bone Cruncher days, basically. I remember that first ladder coming with the Jack's Bone Crunchers when I was, 11, 12 years old, 13, 20, whatever it was. I remember just being really excited to play with that at the time. I remember it was really cool. Just really no more trying to think up things around the house. What can I use as this? What can I use as that? You actually got it in your hands, which was really cool. But this ladder, I'm here for it. This is actually one of the better ladders I've seen in quite some time. We get a lot from Mattel, you guys know. A lot of times they're just plain gray, really nothing special to them. This has some character. I will just put it at that. Then we get a sledgehammer, another accessory we've gotten all over different toy lines, from Jakks to Mattel, now Jazwares. Obviously, most of thought with Triple H, a little bit Cody Rhodes in AEW during that time of his throne breaker and stuff like that. But a sledgehammer, always a weapon you could use somewhere for somebody, for something. Always one of those things that are just hanging out underneath a ring, just shockingly enough that somebody left their sledgehammer down there. Then we get a chair. So we've seen chairs plenty of times. We've had them with wrestlers. We've had them a few times. And of course we got a rubber band on here. I'm going to have to cut it out, hopefully. There we go. Maybe. There it is. Bam. All right, so this chair is falling apart a little bit. So let me put it back together. The Jazwares chairs are interesting. They don't have the beef and the weight to them as a Mattel chair. I like the Mattel chairs a little bit better. I don't like the thin poles or pipes. What would you call these? Pipes, legs on the chair. They feel a little bit thin, but it is a chair. It is what it is. Great to set up in your arena. Great to use as a weapon. Sometimes you even wrap it in barbed wire if need be, like Kenny Omega. But it's okay. It's probably my least favorite of the staple accessories that Jazwares has made. This ladder is top notch. This doesn't work so well. The table's very nice, and once again, I remember as a kid having to make my own tables and stuff out of cardboard and just kind of pretending with Hasbro's and other things, but this is a nice touch. Usually from Jazwares, we get the black tables. We've seen a lot of black tables. I believe this is the first brown table we have seen. It is what it is. The only thing I don't like about these tables is every one, of course, breaks, which they really should, but it always looks a little bit of an eyesore there with that cut through the top. It's like, okay, what's going on? But still, a very, very nice table. Jazwares is doing really good with these accessories so far. I'd be interested to see what more accessories they come out with in the future. What else can they give us? You never really thought you'd get a barbed wire bed. That's a pretty deep cut accessory. So what could we get? I guess it depends what the AEW TV shows bring us. We might get a lot more stuff. Maybe something from the Britt Baker Thunder Rosa matches. We haven't seen kendo sticks yet. I wouldn't be shocked if one day we get a steel cage accessory. Personally, I'd prefer a add-on steel cage instead of having to buy a whole new ring to get that steel cage. But I wouldn't be shocked to see them go either way. Or give us the ring with a steel cage. It'd be $200, big play set, online only, ringside, something like that. And then a year later, give you just the cage separate. I could see something like that because, after all, it is a business at the end of the day, as we all know, and we've talked about at length on the channel. But as far as accessories go, pretty awesome. I think if you're a figure photographer, you got a kid that plays, you got to have these. You got to have these. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with them. They might just end up in a box somewhere, which is sad because they really need to be ran through their paces. But I think both sets, very cool, very worthwhile the money. What do you think, though, out there in YouTube land? Did you pick these up? Did you pass? Did you pick up one or the other? Any thoughts on these accessories? Any thoughts of them compared to Mattel? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the old notification bell, then hit me up on Patreon, link in the description below. You can get this video and a lot of other videos much earlier on Patreon. And of course, support the channel as well, plus bonus content, exclusive content, stuff like that. Social media, SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson, and of course, ProWrestlingTees.com, search Kyle Peterson. So for a little accessory mania today from the AEW Jazwares brand, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.